And today, welcome. Today is my celebration of spinning around, excuse me, the sun. This is my birthday. I thank you. Welcome to my party. Please have some cake, sit down, have some punch. Nothing special in there. Thank you for joining me today. I was just musing, doing a lot of musing. Something's happening here. I don't know why. I go through these events. Maybe you have them. I don't know. And it's almost like a sense of mania without the mania. I'm not manic or anything, but I will have an explosion of an idea, a new focus. Something will hit me and I'm saying, wait a minute, that's it. That's it. It's like an epiphany moment. And I always wonder, why is that? I always try to attribute it to something. Maybe there's some reason, some spiritual, I don't know. Who knows? I'll let you decide that. But one day, the other day, I said to myself, I can't do this anymore. I mean, I figuratively, I said, are we going to be talking about this 5 years after Tyler Robinson is convicted and everybody says, see, we told you. And nobody lifted a finger, and we'll take all of our files and all of our moments and all of our history and they'll laugh at us. Well, a lot of good that did. What do you think about your exploding mic now? Huh? Because that's exactly what they're going to do. Oh, what about your drone shots now? Tyler killed him. They found him guilty and that's it. And now he faces the death penalty. Maybe, who knows? Maybe he will have been dispatched by them. I don't know. I'm not sure. But that's the part that gets me. What happens? Imagine somebody you really don't particularly care for, somebody you really don't like, somebody you don't care for, and somebody who all of a sudden is lo and behold, pointing the finger and laughing at you. Imagine Pickles one day, 5 years from now, laughing, or Viva saying, I told you. And we'll say, yeah, that doesn't improve anything. It's not so much that. It's not so much that, believe me, I've heard this, we told you. People have told me a lot of things which turned out to be right. Not that I was wrong, but that the reaction would be such. Oh my God, it was told forever. You don't understand. Nobody is going to find anything about 9/11 and blah, blah, blah. And okay. And it's true. To this day, nothing has happened regarding 9/11. Nothing. And there never will. There never will be. There's this convention. I think it's Richard Gage is doing it. It's going to be Roger Waters and a lot of other people, and I think Jimmy Dore. And I don't do those anymore. I don't do any of those. When you have meetings and because you're not in charge. Anyway, so they're doing it. I'm saying, good luck. You'll be here the next 25 years. No, that's going to happen. Vietnam the same way. This is the one that bothered me the most. This is the one that bothered me the most. This is the one that bothers me. And I thank you for your wonderful, kind thoughts. But I'll tell you, if somebody could say to me, okay, what do you want? What do you want? Here's what I want. Here's the scenario. You ready for this? It's crazy. It's not going to happen. But this is what I want. All of a sudden, somebody gets to President Trump and says, you've got to do something. What do you mean? President Trump, Charlie was killed by someone, some group, but this is terrorism. This is terrorism. This was a singular act. Many might or could argue, well, we've kind of done it before, for other people. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But this is an act that was designed to incur our fear, to make us watch what we're saying, to disrupt us. They targeted somebody of a political nature, a political note, somebody who meant something to us, targeted them for assassination, for dispatch, and got him. This was not, and this Tyler was framed. It's a foreign country, a foreign intelligence. I don't know who it is, but we need you, sir, because he likes that, sir. We need you, sir, to appoint somebody to tell Kash Patel, you go off with your girlfriend, your country music singer, and we're going to bring in the best of the best of the best. Because what happened is on our soil, it appears to all of us that what we are seeing here is of such a nature, with such complexity, and compared to this stupid story that's been presented, it can only be a foreign actor and an act of terrorism. GMA says, happy birthday. You are very much loved, respected, and appreciated. You have made my day. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, truly. And I love you. I'm going to break into the Barney theme soon. But anyway, that's what we need to know. This was terrorism. You can call it whatever you want. And there's so much stuff we can, however it's done. But let me just say something. If this president really, honestly, truly, and actually wanted to do something so presidential, to tell him only you can do it, kind of puff him up. We need a man of your stature, a man of your focus, a man of your power. And he says, I'm creating a task force. We're going to be meeting. We're going to be sending up everybody from Candace to Barron to anybody else for that matter. Stephen says, "To tanti auguri, Lionel. Appreciate everything you do. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you." Can you imagine how great that would be? Can you believe how great that would be? And also, what I really want to see more than anything else is I want to see in history, in the history of our country, for the first time, a form of a kind of like a grand jury vigilante, a group of citizens came forward and demanded that this facade, this joke, be overrun. The court has, federal courts have concurrent jurisdiction that can supplant. It's a different jurisdiction, different tribunal, different charges, different everything. They'll come up with charges, terrorism and the exploding device and the furtherance of. Nobody even knows how many federal, under Title 18, under the criminal statutes, how many there are. They could find so many. And I promise you, somebody traveled someplace and they send something through the mail and whatever it is. But only then could we get to the bottom of this. Because this dog and pony show, this little Utah prosecution, this is a joke. This is a joke. And I want it absolutely more than anything in the world. And history will say, this is when citizens came forward and said, no. And the government relented. The government said, okay. Now, how do we do this? We keep doing what we're doing, but we have to understand we're only going so far with this. This is interesting. This is great. This is still a closed system. It's like we're in a prison arguing over the conditions. We're in the prison. Attica became Attica when it got out, when people heard about it and they learned about it. But if it just remained in Attica, nothing would have happened. Nothing. If all of the complaints and all of the human rights allegations and all of that, if that had remained there, ask yourself, this is what we need to do. And I said it last night, and believe it or not, I said this to people and they said, there's no way. The first person that I would immediately solicit is to have somebody get to Erica and say, you got to help with this. You've got to help us help you. You're being led to on the primrose path by these people. TPUSA, these people are scoundrels. These are absolute. You cannot believe a word they're saying. None of these people. None of these people. You hear what I'm saying? You can believe none of them. You also better demand yourself a complete and total Doge-like analysis of all of the monies, all of the expenditures, who owns what, where, how is this broken up? Has this been somebody's piggy bank? You don't know. You don't know. See, but that's kind of not, people will say, nah, no. No, it is possible. It is, because we cannot keep doing this. I mean, this is fun up to a point. How many videos, seriously, how many, are you happy with what's going on? Do you just want to hear, hey, this is great. I want to see more surveillance videos. I love surveillance videos. Hey, did you hear this? There's a new video. There's a new YouTube one. More surveillance videos. Hey, look, more unreleased X or private messages. See, Erica never did say it was the left. See, Pickles was lying. See where we're going? What does this have to do with anything? See, he's lying. Oh, yeah, I know he's lying. What does that have to do with anything? I don't know. Isn't that something? No. Doesn't mean anything. Let me ask you today, where are we now compared to, when did this really start full? I mean, it's 11 months. Soon to be it's going to be a year very soon before we know it. But I mean, September the 10th of this year is going to be a year. September the 11th is going to be the 25th of 9/11. I mean, two big days. I hope one doesn't dilute the other. But when did this really kick off? I don't know. We have learned so much primarily through, and let's understand something. The person who spearheaded all of this was Candace. 100%. There were others. They were there, but she provided the momentum, the clarity, the spotlight, the focus. She did it. She did it. Nobody else. And then people said, okay, she used her power, her fame, her platform for her friend. And she, for those of us who didn't love Charlie before, we love him now because of her. Because of this inspiring focus that she has on getting to the bottom of this. Can't say it enough. Can't say it enough. We would have been floundering about it. It would have been like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, hey, that's a good, but we would have been off in something else. Hey, did you see this? Hey, what difference does that make? The real issue here, the real critical issue here is, what are we going to do about this? And who's to blame? Now, the first thing is that once you have a federal investigation, you will see all these people, Blake and Andrew and everybody else, run like the wind. They will provide all cooperation there is. And here's the best part. They won't be targeted. They won't be a target, a subject. They'll be just a witness. So good luck. And by the way, if you want to grant them immunity, grant it. They don't have anything to do with this. Oh, listen, they might have had some minimal stuff. It depends. We find that if there was anybody who really was involved in it, but probably not. And they will start squealing like you cannot believe. Don't look at me. I didn't do it. Hey, it was Andrew. No, it was Blake. No, you did it. No, you did it. They don't have the guts to stand behind this. They will collapse. And they won't know what's going on. And when they even go further into this stuff, do you have any idea of how big TPUSA is? You know how much money this is? It's serious, because you get into charities and and there's all kinds of different divisions. And let's face it, nobody's really looking. Nobody's looking for, well, let's tear this thing apart. But if you really spent an adequate amount of time actually going through this, I think you would be. And let me tell you where this all started from. It started from Candace. That's the thing. Who is satisfied with what's going on? Do you merely, let me ask you something. Where do you think this is going? They're going to end up, they're going to convict him, right? They're going to convict Tyler. I mean, it's to me, it's like, I can't believe it when there's no connection one way or the other, but they're going to convict him. You know where this is. You know where this is going. By the way, please, I'm not in any way overlooking these wonderful birthday wishes. Thank you. I just don't want to spend the time saying that, but thank you. I appreciate that immensely. Does anybody think there's going to be justice here? Let me ask you something. Will there be justice? Whatever justice is, finding the real killer behind Charlie. Will there be justice? Yes or no? Press 1 for yes, 2 for no. That's simple. Do you? Press 1 for yes. Yes, there will be justice. 2, there won't be justice. What do you think? Just to see the numbers. Look at this. No. Doubtful, no. Doubtful. You think there's ever going to be the real killer behind this? Are you kidding me? You think somebody's going to say, guess what? Sorry, it's not breaking news. The government announces it's really not Tyler Robinson. It's so-and-so. Thank you, Lord Pepsi. Appreciate it. Much obliged. Good, sir. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. How is it going to happen? How? There needs to be another prosecution. They're going to say, well, we prosecuted Tyler. Yeah, but that was it. Yeah, but we prosecuted. Yeah, but we told you it wasn't him. Yeah, I know. We told you that the gun was a substance. Yeah, I know. And I don't know anything about these defense. I have no idea. And I don't want to say they're in on it or anything like that. But I've got to ask myself, what are they doing? Seriously, what is their focus? And I mean this. I'm not trying to say, I just don't. During the OJ case, Johnny Cochran, these people were all over the place. How do you not use social media behind this? How do you not do it? Remember the guy who at first, he was at one lawyer, he was a civil lawyer. He was bringing lawsuits against, I think it was about Diddy. If you know anybody, if you've been to a concert, if you know, whatever, or I've been to a party, it was a little bit over the top, but he used social media. How today do you not use this? How do you not use the city or the town square, the back porch? How do you not do this? How do they possibly explain by not doing that? I have no idea. So what I'm saying is, and by the way, this really, and I recognize the fact that this is not. This is not sometimes meeting with a lot of people's happiness, because they'll say, what are you doing? What are you saying? We're not going to find justice because we're not going anywhere with this. This is great, but we're not the jury. We're not, we know this. They know this. How does this get elsewhere? Is there going to be marching? Is there going to be some kind of a campaign? Is there going to be something? Does somebody, where is this? Where does this go? They're going to say, listen, tire yourself out. Years ago, parents would be known when this is before drugs and all this other kind of psychiatric stuff. They would let kids go out and swim or run around or whatever, and the kids would get tired and they'd take a nap. They would just wear them out. Just wear them out. That's what we're doing. We wear ourselves out. We run and we talk and we argue. We're now arguing, and it's fun. I'll be the first one to tell you about whether Pickles is full of shit or whether, did Viva know? And is he on the take? And what are we doing? Now, either this is by design that we're talking about this, or it's something else. I'm not really sure. But we're wasting our time with that. Now, by the way, there's another very, very, very serious change, and it's going to be a part of our conversation, separate and distinct from what we're hearing. There is going to be, and there is right now, an explosion in the world of psychiatry because of this Lindsay Clancy case in particular, but others are finding out. There is a fellow I watch who is absolutely wonderful. He's on YouTube, and his name is Dr. Joseph, Josef. Dr. Joseph, clinical psychiatrist. He also worked with the FDA. Dr. Joseph, Josef. Remember 2005, Tom Cruise. This is an MD, by the way. This is not some, chiropractor. Not that there's anything wrong with chiropractic, but chiropractors, they think everything's in there, whatever. Remember 2005, Tom Cruise? Anybody remember that? Remember that? 2005. Remember that? Okay. Tom Cruise, it turns out, when he was on with Matt Lauer, who was just the most despicable human being, much, this is according to this doctor, of what Tom Cruise said was 100% correct. The old chemical imbalance theory that most of us have been saying repeatedly in 2020 or 2022, I just heard this, was basically, it's blew out of the water. Serotonin imbalance? No. Nope. ADHD and drugs masking the symptoms? Nope. Virtually everything Tom Cruise said was correct. Now, the difference that people make is they will have different things behind it. They'll say, well, the reason behind that is because kind of Aldous Huxley, Brave New World, it was deliberately there to euthanize. Some will automatically infer the dark and nefarious, even though it might be true, but they'll work it in. Have you heard this? Anybody who goes like this, look, he's covering his eyes, mythology, look, Satanism. Some people just see it all the time. Now, I'm not saying it's not true, but ask yourself, am I a cliche? Because some people are, and you know them. Do you know people in your crew? There's nothing that ever just happens. Remember one time the whole joke about was it Sigmund Freud said sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. Mark Book says, happy birthday, Lionel, have a wonderful day. Thank you, sir. I am now. Have you noticed this? Do you have friends of yours who are they just say, and you would say, take it easy. Somebody said, hey, my allergies are running up. So what they're spraying. And I say, well, could be, but you're diagnosing it. You're not, they never say like, I wonder if that sort of thing. My great grandmother used to always say, my great grandmother said, when you bomb the earth, one day she acts up. I thought, ooh, I like that. I kind of like that. And in a weird way, she was shepherd. I don't know exactly where she was, but she was kind of onto that. My other grandmother, her daughter, said one time, when I was a kid, I'll never forget that. She said, look at this. We had this bread we got from a bakery. She said, look at this. We got this yesterday? Look at it. It's rock hard. And look at this bread, Wonder Bread. It's just squeezed. This is like a week's old. He goes, this has chemicals in it. This has chemicals. This has chemicals. This doesn't. This is natural. I'm looking at her saying, what are you talking about? Chemicals will kill you. Okay. Now, she was right. Now you can ask yourself, why are they doing it? Some of you would say the reason why is because there's a focus, kind of formulaic desire for eugenics and popular, it's like, wait a minute, maybe. Or it's some people who just want bread to last longer, so they don't have to keep replacing it. And sometimes it's a very simple reason. It's not even remotely sinister. It's just simple, but it's still bad. Still very, very bad. So I'm telling you, this is a different topic now. You're going to see an explosion of new evidence and a turn against psychiatry and big pharma like you cannot believe. About drugs that mask the symptoms. And what I am the most happy about, and I'm telling you, remember, have you heard about scrutiny? Look at this. Happy birthday. Bless your heart. Thank you, Colleen Kelly. Have you heard about scrummeting, where people are using so much, how do I say this? They're using so much, or they're using cannabis to an extent, or to the extent that it causes emesis or vomiting. And also there are people right now, according to this Dr. Joseph, because of these new, not even cannabinoids, but these new cannabis products are so powerful that people are having induced forms of psychosis. They're seeing it on a regular basis. Never, like nothing ever seen before. Like nothing ever seen. And I knew this. So what I'm saying is, just keep this in the back of your mind. It's happening. Now, the reason that you could be saying, why is this? This is where you get into trouble. This is where you get. I don't know why. I can say the why we don't know. I can tell you what it does. I can tell how it does it. I can tell you why it's dangerous, how it works. But I can't tell you, well, who is behind putting these products out? Who is behind this? We always have to pump the brakes with that. Why is there fentanyl? Because it's a poison. Well, who wants to kill us? They do. Who are they? China. China wants to kill us. Well, maybe. So we just love to. It's like it's never enough for us to make an observation. We have to say, okay, now the next step is, who did this? What was the purpose? I don't know about that. I don't know. There's simply no evidence of this. None. So that's going to be huge. This Lindsay Clan, do you understand? This is not something getting a lot of, at least in this crowd. It's one thing I've known about you. A couple areas you don't care about. UFOs, you have no interest in. No, I mean, my particular group, you now. It's interesting, but it doesn't grab you. Candace, Charlie stuff is very, very interesting. And a lot of you love the incremental things, and it's kind of like a skullduggery. Who's the latest? And if there's some thing about Erica in particular, it's really interesting. And I understand because she's just a character. But we really don't know yet exactly what the hell happened. It's only been a year. Don't you love that? It's only been a year, pretty much, and they still haven't charged him with the crime. Let me say that again. It's been a year, and they haven't charged Tyler with a crime. He's not charged with a crime. He's being held, but there's no. They will find probable cause, and he'll be then charged with a crime, and they'll have an arraignment, or as one client used to call it, an arrangement. And you go there, and he will enter a plea of not guilty, and then the trial commences. The prosecution commences. This is preliminary. There's no discovery, no nothing. Just zip. This is the stuff that normally happens within 24 hours. I mean, this is ridiculous. None of this makes any sense. Big things are happening. Now, the third part of this is, what are you going to do when you walk away? How has this affected your politics? Do you like this business as usual? Do you like this? You see, in the old days, we would say that there was a move right around 72. Remember when Nixon came along? There was a sense that criminals were getting away with, the bad guys, the bad criminals were getting away with a host of problems because of the fact that police, they were too liberal, judges were too liberal, kind of like the Dirty Harry era. Remember that? Okay. Who are the criminals getting away with murder today? Corporations, government, inside, shadow government, Epstein. I still can't believe that. Who has been convicted of anything involving Epstein? Who? A couple of banks here and there. Ghislaine Maxwell. They actually indicted Ghislaine Maxwell for lying on a deposition. The only person in the history of American jurisprudence to ever be hit for that. Nothing has happened. America doesn't care. So you're going to have to ask yourself, this is great, but my life is not going to be waking up in the morning and saying, let me go to X and see the latest bit of information in the Charlie Kirk case. Oh, look, here's a new, text message. I've hit that. I've hit it. Next. Now I want to see some action. Yeah, I know. Now we're just having fun. And I did a test with a 30-06. We know that. We got it. No, I just want you to know that if you shot at 30, I said, yes. For the first time now, Jimmy Dore, and I think has introduced, remember we went from the exploding mic hypothesis, which is very valid, shaped charge versus exploding. It's not an exploding mic. It's the fact that the mic was used as a weapon. The next thing now is maybe drones. Fascinating. This is where we need to go. This is what needs to go. A little bit about planes and drones and that sort of thing. It might not be as interesting. I think it is. So, what is your politics going to be after this? After this is done, you've got Lindsey Graham's sister running, who is incompetent. South Carolina, that's their problem. You have right now a foreign policy that is a joke. You've got the Secretary of State who wants to be viceroy of Venezuela or Cuba. Do you understand this? This is unprecedented. You have a guy they're trying to push on you, J.D. Vance, who was in the hip pocket of Palantir and Peter Thiel. Do you know what that means? We are going to be under surveillance, the likes of which the guy who runs Flock cameras, did you see him? There's kind of a spindly looking guy. He came forward and says, when you have to ask yourself what's more important, freedom or liberty, you have to, security or liberty, stick with security. He actually said that. That's the old Benjamin Franklin or whoever said that those who want security over privacy deserve neither, or whatever the particular phrase was. You understand what's happening. So what I'm telling you is, on this birthday day, what I wish to imbue you. I want to set your default. You've been through a lot. I want to turbocharge you. I want to take your operating system and I want to upgrade it. I want to put in a new version, new operating system. Because up till now, we're getting stuck in this we're not going anywhere with this. It's interesting because they're not doing anything. If we have an aha moment, if tomorrow, like I told you, if tomorrow somebody comes to Candace Owens and says, listen, I was the drone operator, or I fired the shot, or I'm here, and I'm willing to go forward. I worked for, and then whether it's Israel or US or Amman or Mossad or CIA or whatever it was, assuming, follow me through this. This is called an analogy. It's called a metaphor. It's called a hypothetical. Assume arguendo, for the sake of argument, that happened. Do you know what would happen after that? Nothing. Nothing. Let me say this again. If you called the Cash Business and say, hey, Cash, you can do something? No. Went to Utah, talking to the prosecutors. You gonna do anything? No. He said, wait. I've got the killer. It's not Tyler. I've got information. No. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear that? Nothing. Zero. Keep writing your X and do your YouTubes. Go ahead. Don't bother us. No, but I've got them. Doesn't matter. This is the part. This is my epiphany. 25 years ago was the day that people say we will never forget. 25 years ago. 25. And it was this horror show that I never even thought possible. I never even imagined it. Never even imagined. And I was here in New York. I was here Tuesday morning. The most beautiful day. And for 25 years, like it was yesterday, there isn't a day that goes by, a fact that goes by, something that is not just seared into my mind. And I realized something. America doesn't care. The activism part doesn't exist. They don't do anything. Do what you want. I remember years ago saying, the way to commit a crime in this country is do it in front of everybody and let them go on the internet and just kind of work themselves into a froth, and then they'll just give up. That's exactly what happened here. So what are you going to do about it? What do we do? Nothing. Nothing. All of us, all the big names, all the people. I'm saying we've got to do something. We have to march. We've got to go put this into a consortium. Have your own, call it COPAC, Kansas Owens Political Action Committee, whatever you want to do it, whatever the word is. We can't spend the rest of our lives merely talking about this. This is great. We should talk about what we're going to do, talk about the advancements we've made. But if you went back and you talked to, Crosby, Stills, and Nash, or Neil Young, who wrote Ohio, and their whole thing was, I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to write a song. That was it. We wanted to march. We didn't care about the war ending. We just wanted to march. We just liked marching. I could meet new chicks and, blah, blah, blah. That's what's happening. They would say, no, the entertainment part of it came afterwards. The focus of our endeavor was in the cessation of the war. That's what we wanted to do. It wasn't. But here, people are saying, no, I think I'll just talk about it. Are you sure? No, we would have the newest picture of, Tyler walking with an arrow. See, it's a Chinese guy or something. Oh, where does this go? Nowhere. I'm still seeing pictures of the plane that flew into the Pentagon. It's a missile. Everybody knows this. Whatever it was, a cruise missile, whatever the hell missile it was, it was a missile. It actually went through the rings, and you find a little hole at the end where it exited. A plane, an aluminum plane that just. And if one day you get to meet the maker, or if I could meet somebody from a different planet, something as you don't understand my humans. They don't know anything. Oh, Shauna Harris says, happiest birthday ever. I love you, friend. Thank you, Shauna. What a delight. All of you, wonderful, 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 wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. This is the most incredible. You might say amazing. People say amazing. It's one of these things which I never thought I would do this. We don't do anything. Nothing. There are women. I was going to tell you something. Another thing, which is part of my epiphany. You probably know this, but when it hits you, I'm realizing, what am I doing? I'm on the wrong planet. That's why the people who say, I don't bother, they may have it right. I don't care. Doesn't matter what I think. I think they're right. With all that's going on right now and all of the incredible firepower, there's not one move to get to the bottom of what's happening with Tyler. Nothing. Nowhere. Not in Congress. Nowhere. That blows my mind. Blows my mind. And I've seen this before. And you just go down the list. Epstein, nothing. Do you know how easy it is to say, do I have a list? Where are all the hard drives and thumb drives and the recordings over years? Where are they? Who has them? Oh, yeah. Who has them? Have you ever gone through this? You ever said, give me the list. Show me the pictures. Well, here's one. And by the way, a lot of these people are not as many of them were young or underage as you think. Some might have been close, but not all. Some, but not all. They made them into a PDF file, but most of them were not. It was kind of And one could argue, well, it's not even a, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There were enough. So all you had to do was to say, show me the files. Let's say I'm with the FBI. I say, okay, here's one. Here's victim. Give me a number. 1. Put 1. Okay. This young lady, who's this? Do you know her? Good. Find out who she is. Ask around. You got the list. That is, her name is X. What her name is. Good. X, you're not in trouble. I'm going to show you a list of men. Do you know who this man was who was having his way with you? Yes, I do. Very good. Put that over there. If you don't, then we will have you go through a list and pictures. And as soon as you get your first, yep, that's it. That's number 1. Count 1 person. United States of America versus that guy. Okay, next one. They never did that. They talked to Virginia Giuffre. This is the best. And they most probably killed her in front of your eyes. And you, when I say you, we, the world, did nothing. So let me ask you a question. And it goes back to my original thing. How long are you going to tolerate this? How? Do you think that this is something that, well, nice try there, sport. Thank you there, Gramps. Happy birthday. Well, you're wasting your time with this stuff. Way, I don't know. Understand that? What are you going to do about it? What's going to happen? What? Where is this going? And then there's the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And every time they do this, the next Charlie, the next, I don't want to mention anybody whom we love, but God forbid something happens to them, same thing. We are getting used to, we're being habituated, we're being conditioned to the fact of nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. And that is the most frightening aspect of all of this. We could talk about this. I mean to tell you, and there's gonna be new stuff from Blake. There's gonna be new stuff from Andrew. There's gonna be new stuff from you name it. It's gonna be this veritable sea of insanity. You're gonna see more nonsense from these people. There's gonna be more pickle stuff. There's gonna be more whatever. But ultimately, the bottom line is simply this: nothing's happening. So, what I want is justice for Charlie. And I don't want to one day sit there and say, this thing where you meet him one day. I love all this heaven stuff, if they're in heaven. Anyway, hey, Charlie, yeah, hey, man, we tried. Yeah, well, we tried. Kansas tried. Big time. Well, we couldn't budge. Nobody cared. Yeah. And your wife, it's another story. I don't know what that's about, but no, she actually got in the way. Yeah. Your wife got in the way. Erica, yep. She got in the way. She called us evil and stop. She told us to stop. She actually said stop. She went on some CBS show with Barry Weiss and said, stop getting to the bottom of your murder. How you like that? Your wife did that. What do you think that's about? Should we know something? I mean, was she pissed off at you or something? What do you think is going on here? Nothing happened. I mean to tell you, we had, in my life, I've never seen citizen. I mean, there have been some people like way after the fact with Kennedy, maybe after it's too late, but within a year of the actual death, before there was even charges filed, Candace and her bevy and coterie of acolytes put together one of the most incredibly powerful lists of evidence that you couldn't believe. I mean, really, really serious. And nothing happened. Nothing. They just said, huh. Don Jr. even came down. Don Jr. went to the preliminary hearing and basically said, full speed ahead. Got that? Got that, Judge? Got that? Yeah. Planning on any kind of a future? And yeah, good. Remember what I just told you? Okay. They didn't even care. And if you met Charlie, hypothetically, and you said, well, who did they say killed me? You ready for this? This guy. What? Yeah. And how he did it, we have no idea. You've got people coming out arguing for his prosecution who say he might be 75% chance that he's guilty. I mean, this is the most incredible thing. Charlie, they don't care. You thought they loved you, didn't you? They don't care about you. Nobody. Well, people do. Candace does. These folks do. I can tell you what they do. They're working their ass off. But it's nothing. The president, I think we know why nobody seems to want to be looking into this. Why? Well, because there's a whole theory about who was responsible. See, they pushed this leftist business. They kept pushing this business about it's some left. Even though you said specifically, it's not some purple-haired person. That's not the left. That's not, you even said this. In fact, Erica even said this. But even when they know this, they push the narrative. There are people right now, we are this close to nuclear war, and nobody knows it. More people, bless their hearts, are talking about Dolly Parton, and she was a great gal, no doubt about that. But more people, oh, Charlie, you're going to love this. Hayden Panettiere, they want to know everything about what happened to her. What happened? Who was she with? What was the drugs? Did they call the police? Who called the police? Who was there? Was it the boyfriend? Was it They can't get enough of it. But you, in an assassination, not even interested. Not even, you're on the cover of no magazines, nothing. See, when you think about this, this is what should this should paralyze you. Absolutely paralyze you. What is our, it blows my mind. So anyway, my friends, I thank you. And that's for you. That's a hand forward for you. Mrs. Ella and I are going to enjoy a little bit of a birthday repast. I'll fill you in later on that. But let me just tell you something. From the bottom of my heart, every single day, this is part of my routine, speaking to you. It's not just doing a podcast, doing a YouTube. No. It's like speaking to this vibrant, throbbing organism called you, Lionel Nation, whatever you want to call it. And I thank you for that. It is the best thing around. I was telling a friend of mine just not too long before I came on. He's a documentarian and he's putting together something about whatever. I said, you don't know how. And have you ever noticed how many people are unfamiliar with either the internet or platforms or YouTube or podcasting? I mean, they don't. It's like, well, that's a surprise me. They don't know anything about Charlie. But I'm saying this is, Rush Limbaugh is dead. I'm sorry to say that. This is a different story. This is completely and totally different. This is some of the most vibrant, interactive stuff I've ever seen. And it's organic. It never stops. It's how people can go back to conventional newspapers and things. I don't know. But anyway, I thank you for that. You have a wonderful and a great and a beautiful day, my friends. I thank you so much. Didn't mean to pop up in the middle, but I just had some time, so I did it. We'll talk to you later tonight. Have a great and glorious day. Until then, remember, the monkey's dead. Show's over. Sue ya. Dat.